All right, so I just want to question for you about quarterbacks. So, do you think like the quarterback room is Deshaun, then Winston, and then DTR? And do you think we carry DTR into the season, or do you think he's trade capital?
That's actually a great question. Because Tyler Huntley is the fourth guy. Tyler Huntley is a guy that, pretty much played half a season for Baltimore 2 years ago and like took them to the helped them get to the playoffs. I think that would be a pretty strong third. And if you can get an asset, like today they traded Cade York for like a 7th round pick, but they brought Cade York back for nothing. So they get a free draft pick for him. So if you can trade, I would be more willing to trade Tyler Huntley over DTR. I think DTR might get you a bigger haul back. You're not going to get a top, like a first, second, or third for him. You might get a 4th or 5th at best. If you get a 4th or 5th for DTR, I might take it, because then you still got a solid third in Tyler Huntley. I think the Browns are going to carry 3 quarterbacks on their roster. So I don't know. Like I would say if you don't entertain a trade, you probably cutting Tyler Huntley and bringing DTR as your third quarterback.
I'd like to see that scenario, because if they don't get a good deal for him, I would not, like 5th round would probably be the minimum that I would take.
Yeah, and that's what they took him in like 2 years ago. So it's like, hopefully you can turn that asset into something better than you actually drafted.
But I really want to see what he becomes. Like, I really do.
I don't think he's going to be your future starter in Cleveland, but could he be a great backup quarterback? I think that's a very good possibility.
My only fear is that his being thrown into the mix so early, the first season that he was there, I think confidence was eroded a little bit. I think he was really good in preseason. He really showed that he had some magic, but man, when you lose like that and it's embarrassing, I don't know how you bounce back from that.
So I think he started 3 games last year. I remember he beat Pittsburgh. That was a low scoring. It was like 16-13 when DTR started. And that was the game after Baltimore, after Deshaun Watson got hurt. And the Browns were just like, he got thrown into the fire.
For sure.
So he came out, won that game. He was balling after in pregame or post-game interview, if I remember right. And then he went into Denver. If you remember last year, they went into Denver and they actually lost that game. But it was like a 3-point game when he got hurt. I think he got knocked out with a concussion. And then
there were like 3 interceptions during that game. Right?
Yeah, he did not do well. And then they brought in his name I've blocked out of my memory, but they brought in the other guy who started too many games last year for them. And
was it Brandon Whedon?
No. Was it Johnny Manziel? His name's escaping me. He wore number 10. But he played okay at times last year. But DTR, I think, has a nice future potential, not as a starting quarterback, but as one of the best backups in the NFL, potentially. So